Hey, my name is Jacob, and over the last couple of years, I've been super interested in making video games. Throughout the year, I've made a few projects, simply just for working on different skills like terrain design, 3D animation, and modeling. But this week, I decided to do something a little different. I asked myself the question of, can I make a functional Souls-like with an AI gimmick in just a week? The answer is, well, kinda. Over the last week, I've been documenting this entire journey, so without further ado, let's get into it. Now, unfortunately, I don't actually have any footage for day one because I didn't think of that until day two. But essentially, what I did on day one is that I figured out what I wanted from the project. I figured out like the game design and started looking up some reference images. I actually used Pinterest. Credits for this image is going to be in the description. And then I used ChatGPT. I figured out some different side views and used this to create a 3D model. Now, this 3D model was created with Han which is a 3D tool. And so I was able to, in the first day, use that plus Mixamo to get the model animated and rigged and, into the game by the end of day one. From there, I decided to move on to the fun part, which was the actual 3D modeling of the environment itself. Okay, so I think I want the player here.
Maybe like, I don't know, sort of like entranceway, big little fountain. First side face, mountain, fountain, some stairs here, and up to the Coliseum. There's some enemies, cool trees all around. I don't know what I'm doing. It's really interesting. Okay. Definitely enemy control looks pretty cool. I don't know if I have time for that. I could put like a tree here. The enemies are like patterned on trees. Or I could put like, oh wait, I could have like here, so he's walking by, there's like something blocking. And as he's blocking, there's an enemy here. So then as I walk this way, the enemy walks this way, and a couple. Alright, this is very frustrating.
So what you're seeing now is a quick time lapse of the creation of the fountain that sits in the middle of the final environment. This environment actually wasn't finalized until day 3, which you'll see some screenshots of after this time lapse. Here was the final model that I actually went with. Yeah, that's it. Anyways, on to day 4. All right, we're here on day 4. So, what did I do today? Okay, today, so I fixed up rolling so it actually works now. I also have like lock-on reticles and attacking. The enemies, they currently gotta just sit there and idle, doing a whole lot of nothing. I also gotta lower the roll animation so it like hits the ground because right now we're rolling on air. I also got to fix some of the lock-on stuff. So right now it's very fixable. It's currently just shifted down. I've got to shift that up. Otherwise, same mechanics in terms of the fountain and everything. Oh yeah, also as you can see, the stamina bar is working. I can attack, but I gotta adjust some offsets for these animations because they are attacking to the side. And I'm probably going to adjust the physics slightly on the movement because it looks as though when I'm running around, it's a little slidey. Like it kind of, like I'm just because I'm low friction. So I'll deal with that. I corrected the colliders a little bit because like these trees used to have like a huge collider for no reason. Now for days 5 and 6, I actually didn't have as much time. So in terms of the accomplishments, I'll just give a quick rundown. I also forgot to do recordings for those days. Essentially, I added in some like death animations for the enemies. I fixed up the enemy mechanics. I fixed up the player, so then instead of the attacks being like the combo just goes, it would actually combo the attacks correctly and could reset the combo in time. Additionally, I also worked on adding in the enemy's animations. So instead of it being just a static body, it would also have like an idle and a walk and a swipe. And then I started to work on like death animations for the enemies specifically, and preparing for the AI systems, which I worked on today. So here what you're seeing is the real-time reinforcement learning training of the model. So essentially what's happening is that the player has been given a essentially like a sort of behavior mapping. So there's some different ones for training, such as like the player will be stationary, it'll be a moving object, it'll be aggressive, it'll be passive. So what you're saying here specifically is the player is set to aggressive. That's the one that's moving around really fast, and the enemy is the one that's kind of standing in the middle trying to survive. And essentially what this does is that it continues over a bunch of different iterations, giving penalties and rewards based off of how the enemy reacts. So this means that as it continues to fight this player longer and longer, theoretically, with this type of artificial intelligence, the enemy should continue to get better and better at fighting this type of player archetype. So essentially what I'm doing is that for all of these different player behaviors, the um, the enemy is being trained on those, and then will be augmented later with the observations made by the player's actions throughout the entire game. Now, unfortunately, due to lack of time, what I'm about to show you is what I'm going to consider final product for this like 1 week, I guess, challenge. Uh, I didn't fully accomplish the goal, but I do have working Souls-like ish and a working ish AI. So I call that a win. Now, next steps I'm going to work on is actually implementing this player learning, which is what I'm going to be doing over the next week. As well, I'm going to be continuing to document this process and continuing to update. And I'm also going to be just perfecting the AI, trying to make it a little bit better, trying to hammer down the actual behaviors, and adding the boss, because this entire time I've had a boss room, that's the Coliseum, but I haven't actually been able to do anything with it because I've had a bunch of other stuff to work on. So anyways, uh, let me show you the project. Okay, so this is the first actual test of the models. This is using the aggressive mapping that I just showed. Uh, it seems as though they have a slight bias towards not attacking for some reason. um, so this AI is very much, very much early stages. I've also set the decision interval very low because, like, if it makes decisions way too fast, it seems to stop repeatedly. Things I can debug later. But if I go over here, let's go. Oh, he's not turning to face. Okay, he attacked. He attacked. Nice. So he's supposed to fight against an aggressive player. Looks as though if I approach him, I think is when he attacks. What if I approach him near a decision period? Like if I approach him... Huh. Okay, so definitely still a bit broken. But as you can also see, the prototype's working pretty well. I can focus target enemies, you can see their health, you can see my health. My stamina goes down when I attack. I have working combos and dodge rolling and all of that. So honestly, I might, for this 1 week challenge, I might be calling this the finished product. And yes, it's very scuffed, but I am going to continue working on this, and now I have a great base. So I'm super excited to keep working on this, and happy with what I've accomplished so far. Thanks for watching my first ever devlog for this project. This was a really fun project, and I'm super excited to continue working on this because I actually think this could um, be a really cool thing in the market at some point. Uh, so yeah, thanks. Have a good day.